I really enjoy my students, and my philosophy is definitely to interact with them and to understand where they're coming from, what their experiences are, what they're bringing to the table, and what their goals are. So, for example, I had a student, Brianne, that I was able to help mentor. She took two courses, upper division courses in the natural science program with me, and then research methods in her senior capstone class. And it was a great joy for me to be able to mentor her through that process. She was always really looking for opportunities to grow and to discover and to learn more about the natural world and to learn about the process of science and how we do science.
I worked a lot with Dr. Julie Thompson. I actually had her for two courses in the same semester. I had her for mammalogy and vertebrate zoology, and that's where the relationship started to develop. We talked a lot during those courses about various aspects of studying mammals and studying vertebrates, and I kind of started to see that she was passionate about that. But then I had her again for research methods, which is the course where you actually start developing this research project you're going to do for your capstone. And when I started developing my project, her enthusiasm for my project was infectious. You know, she would give me great advice about it, and she would talk about how exciting my project was, and that just made the whole thing even more exciting to me. By the end of my capstone, you know, I could text her with a question, I could hit her on, you know, the message board, or I could send her an email, I could call her, and it was just a relationship where I didn't feel like I was going it my own for any part of the project. She was always just one call away.
In natural sciences, we take the rigor of science to be important, and we work with our students so that they're able to communicate about science, but also to have the technical skills that they need to accurately communicate their data, to analyze their data, to understand what needs to come next about data in the scientific process. And so coaching and mentoring someone like that both takes into account the content as well as critical thinking processes along through that process.
The online science labs really kind of surprised me in the beginning, getting that box in the mail that was loaded with all kinds of things that I would need throughout the semester, and, you know, the unboxing process. What is this going to be for? What am I going to use this for? And I really loved having all of that right at my fingertips, where it wasn't, I kind of envisioned it as, I'm going to sit in front of a computer and watch a simulation and then, you know, tell you what the right answers are. But it wasn't like that. It was there in front of me to make my own mistakes and make my own discoveries. With the help of Dr. Thompson, I was able to put together this project where I actually looked at how deer, white-tailed deer, were using our roadways to move. You know, we looked at, were they just crossing them like they weren't there, or were they actually traveling on them to make travel easier? When you think about, you know, going through a forest, that takes a lot more energy than walking down a street. And so I was really interested in learning, do they actually do that to make their lives easier? And I actually did find that in rural areas, especially, deer will come out of the forest and travel along our roadways. And it was a combination of biology and ecology, looking at how are we impacting them. And in this particular case, it seemed like you could make a case for a positive interaction because we provided them a way to move that was easier for them.
Science is not a particularly easy discipline. It's known for needing a certain level of rigor. And Brianne, in particular, has always demonstrated a persistence and determination in finishing what she starts and to finish those projects, and to look for new ways to be able to get around things that don't always go right.
I'm most proud of finishing college. For a while, I didn't think I was going to finish. Nobody in my family has ever gone to college. And it was always my dad's dream that his kids get their college degrees, because he started, he was blue collar and he never had a degree, and he got a great job, but you can't get that job without a degree anymore. And so his dream was get his kids through college, and it took me an extra decade, but I'm the first one to do it, and I did it with a family. And so it's just amazing to me that that support system was there for me and got me where I should have been 10 years ago.